Some players that are quite tired, they want to go home and rest, but for those staying back, we really do appreciate it. Also our special guests, our officials, but most of all, Club Helensvale for allowing us to have this here tonight. Can we please show our appreciation to Wayne and his team? Thank you. I'd like to acknowledge World Bowls President Darryl Clout and CEO of World Bowls Neil Dalrymple. Thank you. Acknowledgement to country. Today we begin by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the lands and waters of the Gold Coast, the Yugambeh people, and pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging. Well, it's a very exciting evening as I've mentioned, and we're going to do some very important announcements, but let's take a look at some footage of how some of these players got to be here in the room tonight.
Looking for the edge, and he's got it. Plain as a whistle. This is big. He's got the jab and the red ball. There it is. That is going to be true. Just another game, Pat. It's not anymore.
Round of applause for our players, ladies and gentlemen. Some great memories for people in the room happening just on the green outside here. I'd like to call up Mr. Neil Dalrymple, the CEO of World Bowls, to give a brief outline on what tonight's event is all about, the World Bowls series and the World Bowls ranking system. Neil Dalrymple.
Thanks, Barry. Good. Look, welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us this evening. It is a very exciting time in bowls right around the world. So again, it's wonderful to see a room full of people here tonight. What we're going to take you through is, as I say, very exciting. First of all, I just wanted to give you some background about what we are announcing this evening, which, as Barry said, is the World Bowls series and also the World Bowls official rankings. Back in 2022, World Bowls undertook a significant review around the future of the sport. And two of the recommendations that came out of that review was the establishment of a World Bowls series and also the establishment of an official rankings program. We were fortunate to partner up with Tier 5 Ventures to help us to bring this to fruition. And we thank Martin Hirons, who's here this evening, for his assistance together with his team. The World Bowls series in 2024 is centred around 29 sanctioned events. Each of these events will have a different tier. They'll have a different size, a different location, and a stature within the game. It will be, in terms of the rankings, it's a calendar which I'll share with you in a moment, the calendar for 2024. But there will be the opportunity for other MNAs or member national associations or anyone who runs an event around the world, the potential to apply to be part of the rankings program. So there'll be more to come on that particular area. In terms of the rankings, and you can see the slide behind me, there's some reasons around the rankings why we were keen to launch it. There were some rankings some time ago which were centred just on World Bowls events. The world rankings will be, as I say, centred around the 29 events on the World Bowls series calendar. So why are we launching these rankings? Well, we want to grow the profile of the sport right around the world. It's still under-recognised, undervalued in many parts of the globe. So building the profile and the brand of bowls is extremely important. We want to elevate the best players in the game. I mean, we've got some fabulous bowlers across, and we want them to be on this global stage and appear across the world on streaming and just get their profile a lot more prominent. As I say, we want to accelerate the sport. We want to grow the game. We want to grow the sport right across the world. We want to grow into new markets. And we have some traditional bowls markets, which are very much Commonwealth Games centred, but we see opportunities to take the sport forward. And as I say, there are different parts of the globe that don't play a lot of bowls, where we would like to see more bowls being played. And it's important too that the rankings will contribute in terms of the number of people that are playing the sport. We want to see more people playing and aspire to have a ranking in this ranking system. I also like to mention tonight where we are launching the female and the male rankings, but we are working on the para rankings. So it is our goal that later in the year we'll be announcing our para rankings, which will be a global ranking system as well. The only other point that I'd like to make is that the events that we've used have been obviously on the calendar that's this year, which you'll see in a moment, the 2024 calendar, and it's the events that have been played in those events, the Australian Open, for example, 2023 Australian Open, and other events that have been played in the last 2 years. So those results have been calculated, and it's quite a sophisticated system of gathering those results and then putting them into a system to generate the rankings, which you'll see the culmination of the rankings in a moment. I'll just briefly, if you can see this, there is a calendar which we will launch the World Bowl Series website, Facebook, Instagram being launched as we speak. The calendar you'll see on our website, worldbowlseries.com. You see some of the events there. There's some busy months, there's some not so busy months, but you'll see a number of events from right around the world. So, and each of these event rights holders have agreed for their event to be part of the World Bowl Series. So, as I say, we'll be looking to attract more events in the future. Some events may come off, some may come on, but what this calendar will do is be quite available for players to go around the world, and we'll be looking to have different swings in certain locations whereby you can play an event in Australia, more than one event in Australia, or you might be able to go to Hong Kong in Asia and play in a number of events in that particular area. So the event calendar is developing, and as I say, this is the start of something that's going to be very exciting. So what I might do now, without kind of speaking for too much longer, I might throw back to Barry, and then he will now take us through the countdown for both the female and male number one bowler. Over to you, Barry.
Round of applause for Neil. Very exciting. Good job, Neil. Yes, that's what it's all about. We're definitely going to announce the rankings tonight. We're going to do a bit of a countdown, and we'll find out who the number one male and female players are in the world. And how exciting to think that also down the track we'll find out also with the para side of things. So that's super important also. It's going to be a very exciting time for the sport, no doubt. So let's begin the countdown. Number 10, Sophie Tolchard from England. For those who know, Sophie competed here last year in the World Championship. Very accomplished player, winning multiple titles for many years. Number 9, Noor Abdullah from Malaysia. Another accomplished player. We're getting closer to that big number 1. Julie Forrest from Scotland. Number 7, Catherine Rednall from England. Samantha Atkinson, Emerging Jackaroo. Number 6, Australia. Well done. Feel free to support the players. They've worked hard to be up on the screen today. Cassandra Millerick, Australia. Number 5. Are we going to get louder? Very good. Okay. Lindsay Clark, number 4 in Australia. Taylor Bruce, New Zealand, world champion last year. Taylor Bruce. Number 2, Dawn Heyman, Australia. Oh, I'm getting a bit goosebumpy myself. number one, here it is, in the world. And the world number one female bowler is Kelsey Cottrell, Australia. Keep the applause going, please, Kelsey. Please make your way up. Dressed, looking the part as usual. Let's take a look at some of the achievements Kelsey's got up to over her last few years on the big scene.
Over 500 appearances for her country. Kelsey Cottrell.
You know, I'll just draw another one. It's easy, isn't it? She's looking good as well.
Just needs to get down. That's beautifully played.
That is spectacular. The Australian stiff Kelsey Cottrell.
There we go. Kelsey Cottrell, everyone. World number one athlete. All right, could I please call up World Bowls President Darryl Clout to present a fantastic trophy and a nice framed piece of memorabilia for you, Kelsey. I'll hold that for you. Well done, Kelsey Cottrell. Thanks, Darryl. Just a reminder too, we've got online viewers from all around the world in watching tonight, so it's great to have people from all around the planet picking up on tonight's stream, and as Kelsey picks up that Globe trophy that simplifies that you are the